Now, at this point, the agency responsible, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services,
at Google. I'm responsible for managing the teams globally that design, build, and operate Google.
Genetic limit. By manipulating the very genes responsible for height, we may be able to add an extra.
Talking about how we should be more socially responsible, and just seeing where.
Now, by co-author, it also means that I'm responsible personally for updating those guidebooks.
There's absolutely, we are responsible for our lives. As I said, I mean, to
fear God, not man, and to be responsible when it's all said and done.
It used to be one single person who was responsible for the green team inside of the.
You use it in any polymer component that's going to be responsible for translating strings. So,
more responsible in getting more of a mix of what looks like, Asian.
I'm responsible for the whole thing, which is $20-some billion.
That didn't mean that I wasn't entirely responsible for taking care of myself. And
very responsible and reasonable area for people to make moves.
As a good person, I'm going to be responsible. And when people follow those route paths, which are their own, fit with their own deepest commitments.
Mass murderers, people who were responsible for over 1 million deaths, 4 were hung.
Certainly in the field of psychometrics, who were directly responsible for studying genetic inputs into behavior. Those mainstream.
Which you mentioned, were you responsible for that, or did Tom Vargo run that?
Tom Vargo had that. I had
told you that the mongrels, the rebels, were responsible for all.
He actually was responsible for discovering a lot of the valid law.
As the commissioner of New York City's largest public social services agency, I was responsible for the day-to-day operation.
Because our police know that responsible gun ownership saves lives.
Chris, CCSSO is one of the organizations responsible for birthing the Common Core. Really, you guys in the National Governors Association.
And you are responsible for the national security when you are the recipient.
With our publishing company, we take a very social responsible approach to everything that we're doing.
With and obsessed with since the 80s, 90s, how much of that is responsible for obesity today?
Well, this is one of the and which decisions do you think I should be responsible for? I want to make sure we had clarity before I started.
You just have to be very responsible about the way you're spending money.
So if you're a bigger studio.
I have this cabinet which has the vice chancellors who are responsible kind of for the major units on campus.
But they had responsible leaders saying it doesn't matter, Philip.
A growing feeling that I was personally responsible for each of them. I was soon telling the kids at the military academies
account that ethnicities are responsible for the Holocaust. Okay, now admittedly it's not West Ukrainian.
Active and responsible and trying to help positively impact my community.
To Trumpism and do it in a way that's responsible, that's consistent with
great suppliers, but are socially responsible as well. And I hope to connect with many of you.